Have you ever heard of an economist who won a Nobel Prize not for predicting stock markets, but for understanding why people starve? A man whose name, meaning immortal, was given to him by a poet, and who would go on to challenge the very definition of progress. Today, we're diving into the extraordinary life and ideas of Amartya Sen, a thinker who taught the world that development isn't about money, but about freedom. Amartya Sen was born in 1933 in Santiniketan, India, a university campus founded by the great poet Rabindranath Tagore. Imagine growing up in a place where curiosity was more valued than competition, a melting pot of Indian tradition and global ideas. This idyllic start was soon shattered by the harsh realities of the world. As a 9-year-old, Sen witnessed the horrors of the 1943 Bengal famine, where millions died not from a lack of food, but from a lack of access to it. This tragic event planted a seed in his young mind. Poverty wasn't just a number, it was a catastrophic failure of the system. He also witnessed the deadly violence of religious riots, which taught him the profound dangers of seeing people through a single, narrow lens. These early experiences, famine, colonial rule, and partition, would become the bedrock of his life's work. After excelling in his studies in India, Sen moved to Cambridge University in 1953. Here, he jumped into the heart of economic debates, but he felt something was missing. Traditional economics seemed obsessed with income and utility, cold numbers that failed to capture what it truly means to live a good life. So, Sen set out to change that. He dived into social choice theory, tackling the puzzle of how a society can make fair decisions that respect everyone's rights. He challenged the idea that famines are caused by food shortages, arguing instead that they are entitlement failures. It's not that the food isn't there, it's that the poor lose their legal and economic power to get it. This groundbreaking idea, detailed in his 1981 book Poverty and Famines, completely changed how we understand and fight hunger. This led to Sen's most powerful idea, the capability approach. He asked a simple but revolutionary question: equality of what? Should we focus on giving everyone the same income, the same resources? Sen said no. We should focus on giving people the capabilities, the real, substantive freedoms to live the lives they value. It's not about having a book, it's about the freedom to be educated. It's not about having access to food, it's about the freedom to be nourished and healthy. Development, he argued in his book Development as Freedom, is the expansion of these human freedoms. This philosophy directly challenged the obsession with GDP growth that dominated global policy for decades. He argued that things like political liberties, healthcare, and education aren't just tools for economic growth. They are the very ends of development itself. So, did these ideas actually change anything? Absolutely. Sen's work was the intellectual backbone for one of the most important policy tools of our time, the Human Development Index, or HDI. Working with his friend Mahbub-ul-Haq, Sen helped the United Nations create a new way to measure a country's progress, one that looked beyond GDP to include health and education. This shifted global conversations and pushed governments to invest in people. His ideas also had a massive impact in his home country, India. They influenced the world's largest public works program, which guarantees employment to rural households, providing a safety net against poverty. His emphasis on transparency and accountability helped shape India's Right to Information Act, empowering ordinary citizens to fight corruption. From global policy reports to village-level activism, Sen's philosophy has been a powerful force for pro-poor, people-centered development. Of course, No great thinker is without critics. Some argue that his capability approach is too vague. Without a clear list of what capabilities matter most, how can we turn it into concrete policy? Others say his framework is too individualistic, perhaps not fully addressing deep-rooted social structures like class or patriarchy. His famine theory has also been debated, with some arguing that he downplays the role of absolute food shortages or deliberate political manipulation. But even these criticisms have been productive, sparking rich debates that have pushed the fields of economics, philosophy, and public policy forward. Sen's work forces us to confront the hard questions about what justice and well-being truly mean. Amartya Sen's legacy is a profound transformation of economics from a dismal science into a discipline of hope and human possibility. He armed us with the intellectual tools to argue that a healthy, educated, and free population is the ultimate measure of a nation's success. His work reminds us that behind every statistic are human lives, aspirations, and freedoms. From surviving cancer as a young man, which taught him the immeasurable value of health, to witnessing famine and violence, which ignited his passion for justice. Sen's life shows us that the goal of all our progress should be to empower people. He gave economics a moral compass, and his ideas continue to guide us toward a more just and humane world. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through the life and mind of Amartya Sen. If you found this inspiring, please hit that like button. Subscribe for more stories about world-changing ideas, and let me know in the comments what you think. See you next time.